every sight you saw, every noise you heard, you had to stop and think and process what was going on? What if you had to smell every item you touched or sing every song you've heard for hours on end, day after day? This is a sensory world that so many of us just can't grasp. We can't think about how difficult it would be to expend this amount of energy on the daily routines and experiences that most of us take for granted.
So we're going to send that around during our presentation just for you guys to look at, and it's just another resource for you guys to have. How do I get back to the computer? Autism, but just for definition quick, children with special needs is just a child's normal growth and development is delayed, distorted, atypical, or abnormal that include all or some aspects of physical, mental, and social development. And then autism spectrum disorders, there's 4 of them, but obviously today we're just going to be focusing on one, which is autism, Asperger's syndrome, child disintegrating disorder, and pervasive development disorder. And just a little fact that there's 15 to 20% of children in the U.S. That need some type of special service, and 1 in 20 that have autism. So you're more than likely to have these students in your classroom. And this is just, we'll just go group by group. So how about this group in the front? What did you guys talk about?
We talked a lot about sensitivity, oversensitivity, and how some little kids, they might try to take their shirt off because the tag is bugging them, or have issues with socks because the line on the inside seam is bugging them and they literally can't handle it.
Okay. The next group.
We talked about just some social things you might pick up on, their unwillingness to make eye contact, and then another thing if the daily plan gets off, if they're supposed to have lunch at 12:45 and it's at 12:30 that day instead, they get very upset when the daily routine is changed.
Okay. The group in the back.
I know for Asperger's, because I did a project on it, but they need, well, as she said, the eye contact, and they need routine. They also have an obsession usually. One kid I saw on YouTube had an obsession with numbers, so on his whole entire deck, he would write all the numbers out over and over again and had to repeat them. And if someone interrupted him, then he had to start all over again.
How about the next group?
I know for us we talked about how they're you can notice that their attention span, they can't stay focused on one thing all the time, and they're kind of always moving around or repeating things or repeating movements, so you can tell by that. And their social interaction with other kids too.
And then the last group.
We even talked about the same thing where they have a hard time paying attention and you can't try to teach them one thing too long. With the board, they have a lot of energy and need to be moving